Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you again. This past week, I was really surprised to see a bunch of different silhouettes of Yeezys become available again. It really wasn't on my radar, and I wasn't expecting it at all. I grabbed a pair of the high-res blue 700 V1s, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Yeezy 700 V1s. By now, I'm starting to think that the way Adidas is rolling these out is all pretty strategic. I think we did just get to the third quarter, so perhaps they knowingly held back some of their Yeezy stock to start selling at the very beginning of the quarter to kind of boost their numbers, give themselves a shot in the arm. I don't know what exactly they're doing. I was kind of thinking that we saw the last of the Yeezys drop. However, it seems like they're going to drag this out for some time. I don't mind. I know a lot of people are really tired of Yeezys. A lot of times I get a lot of hate on these Yeezy reviews because people just think that it's a thing of the past and there's no point in grabbing anymore. I like Yeezys. I don't mind grabbing them and knowing in my own head that I'll have enough Yeezys to last me for the rest of my life. I'm perfectly good with that. Out of all the pairs that dropped this past week, of course I went for the Pirate Black 350 V1s, but of course I struck out on those. I think some of the pairs that they dropped, like the Breads and like those Pirate Blacks, I think they were probably really limited. Like most people, I wasn't able to come close to a pair of these. I did see some 350s that I wouldn't mind having. I think one is called the Citrine. I've always wanted that colorway, but I wanted this pair more, so this is what I went with. Like the box suggests, this is a 700. It's got Boost labeling on the side. The tag reads Yeezy Boost 700. I went with the size 10.5. The color is labeled as high-res blue. There was also a high-res red, but for me, this is much more wearable. Blue's my favorite color, so obviously I was drawn to this pair. Retail on these was the full price of $260, but at least it wasn't $300 like we saw some 700s. It would be great if we could get these for half off like we've seen some of the other silhouettes. And enough of that box talk, check these out. I absolutely love this pair. And I think my favorite Yeezy of all time probably is the 700 Wave Runner. I already did a review of my complete 700 collection, and obviously I didn't have this pair then because I just got these. If you're interested in seeing my whole 700 collection, then definitely check out that video. I'll link that down in the description for y'all if you are interested. Like I said, my favorite color is blue, and these things just look like they're glowing. I wasn't able to hit these whenever they first came out. I did have the Ashen Slate, I think it was called, and that was more of like a bluish green colorway, and I like those, but I always like these more. After these dropped, I ended up seeing them in a local sneaker store, and as soon as I saw them and I saw how vibrant the colors were in person and everything, that's really what confirmed in my head that I really wanted this pair. I just love all the colors that we have on the front of this shoe, from that red on the midsole to the lavender and purple along with that blue. I just think these things are a masterpiece. Got the same traction pattern that we're used to getting on 700s. It's pretty much just like a herringbone traction pattern, but you have all these little cutouts and windows where you can see that Boost cushioning. I think the only branding that we have on the outside of the shoe is this Adidas emblem under the heel. Then as we move to the midsole area, we can see that we just get more of this high-res blue color, and it really does just look like it's glowing off there. I can't say enough how much I love the vibrance of this color. But we've got mostly blue for this midsole area. We have some red accents here in the front, and then those drips here in the back. They are kind of like a lavender color. It's kind of hard to even notice that contrast of color, but I really like that they put a little bit of purple back there. I've always loved the exaggerated lines and just the chunky midsole of the 700s. I think the midsole wears these colors quite well. As we get to the upper of the shoe, it's pretty much all just a very breathable mesh for the base, but then we have all these different colored overlays of both suede and also a really nice feeling leather. On the toe box, we've got some blue mesh. Then to the sides of that, we've got some lavender or a light purple colored mesh. The mesh on the sides looks like it's that high res blue. And then we also get that high res blue color for the mesh going up along the collar. It's got a different texture and a different look to it than the mesh that we have on the rest of the shoe. On the very front of the toe, we have this nice lavender suede, and it feels like it's a decent material. And then we also have some black suede overlays going back the side of the shoe. You can see it surrounds these little reflective areas back here. And then it's the same on the inside as well. On the heel, we have some of that high-res blue suede, and we've got some little cutouts where you can see reflective material behind that as well. There's also some reflective behind these side panels, but you can't really see that until the light hits it just right. We do have those Adidas 3 stripes behind this netting, but the light has to catch it just the right way for you to be able to see it. I do like the way that so many Yeezy silhouettes have those pops of reflective, and when the light hits them just right, they really just glow and grab your attention even more. Up here by the eye stays, we have some leather in a high-res blue color. And again, this feels like it's a very nice quality material. The QC on this pair seems to be great. There's really no glue and no bad stitching or anything like that, and the shape of them looks really, really nice as well. At the base of the tongue, we have this little, it almost looks like a canvas loop, but this is also reflective. And then on the tongue, we have another lace loop, and that's reflective as well. These came with some infinity laces, so you don't tie them. It's just like one big loop. You would have to cut these off to get them off of there. This is in that high-res color as well. They did come with some regular laces. I think they're in the high-res color too. I like these infinity laces though, so I'll just leave them the way they are. The tongue looks like it's made of some of that high-res blue mesh as well, but again, it's a different texture than the rest of the mesh on the shoe. For the sock liner, we have more of that high-res blue. I think these originally came out in 2022. These were manufactured in April of 22. I think they came out in the summer 2 years ago, but like I said, I never owned these, and once I saw them at a local sneaker shop, it just really, really made me want this pair in my size. I wasn't expecting that we would see more of these. It also makes me wonder what all shoes Adidas still has in storage right now. It does seem like they're just going to slowly trickle out all these pairs that they still have. And maybe they have way more than what we're realizing. I don't mind if they do, because it gives me an opportunity to grab pairs like this that I wanted for a while. The reason why I really wanted this, even though I already have a lot of 700s, I don't have anything that's close to this color, and really nothing else in my collection looks like this shoe. So I'm really glad to be able to grab something like this. It kind of reminds me of those blue slides. I think it's a Zor, but I've always wanted those really bright blue slides, and I always strike out on them. But I feel like this blue is kind of similar to that color. All right, well, that was a pretty quick look at these Yeezy 700s in the high-res blue colorway. I'm really glad to add these to the collection. Like I said, check out my complete 700 collection video if you're interested in that. It's got all my 700s aside from this pair, because I had no idea I was going to be grabbing these. Let me know if you grabbed anything with this most recent surprise Yeezy restock. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.